Welcome back to What's Happening Now with Laura. And as I promised earlier this month is going to be all about jazz. Well, not quite all about jazz. You know, I broke my promise last week and I broke it again today. But you know what? That's just who Laura is. I will break some promises. I will come at you from the left. You know, I'll throw you some curveballs, but it's all good. It's always going to be about things that we need to know. You know, when people try to threaten us, we need to stand up and say we're not going to be bullied. But enough of that. It's all that jazz and more. My guests this evening with me are Miss Christine. Christine, I always forget you. Samuels.
Yes, Laura.
It's Christine Samuels and Samuel without the S. I'm adding things. And
Drenia Frederick.
Drenia Frederick. I was about to say Oje, I don't know why.
What?
I'm sorry, senior moment. But ladies, welcome to all that jazz.
Good evening.
And last week we talked about, it was all about the opening of jazz. And today it's going to be all about the arts.
Definitely.
Hence my little hat. You know, earlier when I was coming to the studio, I got a flyer and I saw Dame Virgie, and I thought, oh, I have a hat too. I'm going to wear my hat. So,
Interesting.
ode to an artist.
But I just want to make a correction. It's not Dame Virgie. She got a medal, but she was not.
Oh,
said
but that's what I heard everybody saying. So
Well, maybe you know, there's an African sort of philosophy. When you speak something, the word, and it goes into the air, maybe it should be so.
So what is her title?
She just has a medal of merit.
Okay, I heard everywhere it's Dame Virginia, and you know she's my cousin. You
Oh.
know, and so I was so proud, you know, and here I'm going Dame. But anyway, I think she's deserving of it, and that's all that matters. And I think it's more than just me. I think a lot of people think that she's deserving of it, and it's all good. So Christine, let's start with you. Tell us about your involvement in this year's Jazz and Arts Festival.
Well, my involvement is basically with dance. This Cultural Development Foundation has, you know, got my attention because they're celebrating Auntie Virgie this year. Through Drenia, they put a program together, so I'm able to rope in with her. I think it's the Icon series. Last year they did Charles Cadet, and this year they're celebrating Auntie Virgie. So when I got the call from Drenia, I had no choice. I mean, if it's Auntie Virgie, it's good. So here am I.
Great. Wonderful. And everybody knows that Auntie Virgie is just iconic dancer. I was telling you earlier at the break that my first dance class was with her.
Yes.
I must have been like 6 or 7, and I remember her telling us, put your hands on your hips.
That's
And I felt so proud that I knew what my hips were and the older girls didn't, you know. And she makes this lasting impression on you know, so many people.
Definitely.
Did you train with her?
Yeah, I was actually
One of her
the
product-
choreographer and teacher of Laser Force, second generation. There were 5 generations of Laser Force.
Oh,
So
wow.
5, imagine.
1973 generation. Second generation, 1973.
And you know there's a generation before that. We're
Before.
not saying 19 what.
1972.
Yeah.
1972, first generation of Laser Force. So I'm 1973, second generation.
And here I am not wanting to date myself. Go. Good for you, because I ain't saying, you
That's
know, I'm not
many
saying.
years with
Yes,
Virgie. I mean, we were
absolutely.
close. She's also the godmother of my son.
Oh.
We were practically best friends. We spent a lot of quality time together. So
Nice.
I practically know quite a bit about Auntie Virgie as a
Nice.
friend and a mentor.
So I understand that there is an art exhibition
Definitely.
going on right now.
Yeah, well, again, through CDF, they asked me to put this exhibition celebrating or looking at 4 decades of dance of Virgie's life. And it just so happened that it happened at the right time because I'm being a past member of the staff of CDF. For the years I was there, I started writing. There was a magazine I was putting together called Dance Rapport, recording quite of the information on dance in St. Lucia. and it's always my intention sooner or later that I'll write a book about dance. So I had quite of that information growing as the years went by. And when Junior asked me to put that exhibition together, I was very, very happy, because it's the right way to go. As an educator, for me it's very important that we document information. And as an institution of like CDF, when information like that is not documented, the next generation will not know. And so me given the opportunity to, to showcase where Virgie started, those people she have mentored, and the work she has done in dance through an exhibition like this, it's worth my time, and I'm very, very happy to be the one to put up that exhibition for CDF.
Wonderful. Now, we know that this year, it's for the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. It's 25 years, an unforgettable journey. Junior, tell us a little bit about that journey, the arts, on the arts side.
Well, it has been a long journey to get there. I think the journey has always existed. It's really now that it has come full circle. And I think that it's a wonderful thing that St. Lucia Tourist Board has done in terms of creating this arts component to the jazz that makes us stand out in the Caribbean, and it stand out from all the other festivals that exist. In terms of the arts, I've always said St. Lucians are extremely creative people, and I think we need an avenue, a vent for that creativity to really be displayed. And we also need to honor those persons who have started the making of the wheel and continue on the journey. Icon series is really about honoring our cultural icons and letting the next generation know that, you know what, these people were there and these people laid the blocks for you. Where you're standing now, these people have laid the foundation, and you must remember that. So we started with Charles Cadet, and that was, I don't know if you came to the concert.
I was unable to attend the concert, Junior. I remember vividly, because I wasn't here, so I missed that completely. So this year I'm saying, and I was about to say Dame Virgie, but because it's Auntie Virgie, I would love to, and I'm going to make myself available. So
yes,
unfortunately,
you should. And I'll tell you why.
The first one.
I'll tell you why. What we have done, and I think all the stars were aligned, and everything in place. We have sort of assembled a group of 12 dancers. They'll be dancing maybe 3 or 4 numbers throughout the show. We have aligned, let's say, a young choreographer. We're doing a sort of a piece, a showcase with some of the dancers who were around in Christine's era. Carlton Ishmael, P.T. Sedley C. Ikel, and of course the Shyamalan dancers. And they will be putting on a piece which actually catalogues the P.T. Sedley C movement. Some of us don't realize that all the sort of Caribbean folksy movement that we're doing, it's a version that P.T. Sedley C had created. That's what I was told by Carlton. He said before that there was movement from CYO, which was influenced by Trinidad. And what they did, they took our folk and they recreated it and they reinvented it. So, I mean, I'm going to show you. So our little movement like that, thanks to P.T. Sedley C.
Nice.
Yes. So all of that is going to be choreographed, polished, stylized, and done by Barry George. And it's interesting.
And Barry is it's like an icon in the making himself. I mean, with Silver Shadows, and he's been doing a lot.
Yeah, so we've paired a younger choreographer, sorry, Christine, a younger choreographer with these sort of senior persons who are really the building blocks of dance. And it's beautiful to watch them at rehearsals. They come on time. They all...
Young people coming on time? Disciplined?
Yes. But it tells you something of the era and the esteem they held the dance in terms of, even though some of them did not pick it up as a professional career, they treated it as that. And it's a pleasure to watch them in rehearsals. And I'm seeing them move on stage, and they're doing that movement, and the movement is finished. It's polished right down to the fingers. And I'm like, wow. This is really going to be a fantastic show. Who misses this? You cannot miss this. And what we've also done, we have a young choreographer who's finished his bachelor's in dance. Shem will be choreographing a piece with males. And Trevor King, who's also doing some of the choreography. And the big one, Virgie's Girls, who have gone beyond and continue in dance, Tanya Isaac, will be coming down with 5 other members of her dance company.
And she's coming from where?
Tanya is coming from Philadelphia. Actually, they're coming from all over the world, and they agreed to do this. They're excited about St. Lucia. They're excited about coming. One is coming from Seattle. One is coming, some of Philadelphia, and there's one coming from Paris.
Oh, wow. Paris, France.
Yes. So that's how important this concert is, and the Icon series. And Tanya, I mean, when I called her, she was just, I couldn't believe it. And what I want to say about these people is the humility and the willingness to give back. So we have Tanya and her dance company. You'll be doing like 30 minutes of dance, so you know it's going to be good. And also we have Nicole Oberton, who'll be choreographing a piece with the St. Lucian dancers.
Nice.
And Shakina Beckford, president, who is the daughter of Ikel. She lives in Chicago, and she actually has a dance company called Les Enfants. And for years she danced with an African dance company, and she'll be choreographing an African piece with the drummers, with the dancers. So that will be
And
high energy.
everybody are St. Lucian? The drummers, the
Yes.
dancers? Nice.
So people will be more than pleasantly surprised. I think we'll be in shock to know that we can attain that level of excellence, and this is the mark where we can reach, and there's nothing that can stop us as St. Lucians. We bound ourselves by 238 square miles. It's more than that. We're over the seas. We're all over
I like
the
to
globe.
think that our boundaries are elastic.
Yes.
It
So-
expands.
So the journey has stretched it. It has gone across the diaspora, and it has come back home. And I think it's a place where St. Lucians should be on the 1st of May, 7:30 p.m. This is once in a lifetime. I describe it as a moment in life. Life is made up of moments, and there's some magical moments that we should not miss. And these are the moments that when you sit back and you reflect, you say, I understand what is the meaning of life. I have a friend who said that he had a ticket to the last Bob Marley concert. He figured, I'll always see him again. And he did not attend. And he said subsequently after that he died. And he has always regretted that moment.
I have one of those moments with Lucky Dube. You know, I've always regretted that because shortly thereafter he died.
Well,
So I'll never get that opportunity again.
but the opportunity will not arise again. There will not be another icon like Virgie. So this is a moment. This is a magic moment in St. Lucia. This is it. This is it. You have to be there.
Now, this is the second installment
Yes.
in the Icon series. Are all our icons gone to the other side?
No. We wanted to do Virgie because I believe that it was time.
It was the right time.
It was the right time. And I remember asking a younger person if they know who Virginia Alexander is, and they looked at me blank. And from that moment, I knew something is wrong.
So is there an educational aspect to the whole
Yes.
the whole arts program? Because I would imagine you would not want to have another moment like that where somebody stares at you blank. Here you are working night and day, you know, burning the candle at both ends to keep an icon alive. And you're coming up against people who don't know who the icon is. So what are we doing to ensure that our icons live on,
So what
and that
we've-
our kids, our younger generation, can follow in their footsteps or realize that there is something else outside of becoming a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher?
Well, what we're doing, well, the CDF is really about focusing on development, and through the exhibition, so they know what has gone before. so they understand, okay, this is where we're going. We also have an educational component in terms of a dance workshop, and that for me is exciting too, because you won't believe it either. We have
You're just chock full of surprises.
we have a St. Lucian dancer, choreographer. He came through the theatre arts system in St. Lucia. He did theatre arts for CXC, and he has moved on to London, and he has done a degree in dance, and he has stayed there, and they love him so much. And one day he said he would like to give back to St. Lucia. He will pay his own way, and he will come, and he will do workshops for 2 to 3 weeks
Nice.
in contemporary dance, all genres of dance, and he will work with students, and he will work with the dancers in St. Lucia. So his name is Caral St. Clair. I don't know if you remember St. Clair's hairdressing salon. That's his son. And he's coming back with one of his colleagues, Anna K. Gale, who will be teaching those classes during a period of 2 weeks at the CDF. So we're very excited about it, and he also will be performing at the event.
Very nice. Now, how can one get access to these teachers or these masters, to coin a phrase from Sisterhood, these masters that are coming down and they're offering their services free of charge? How can one access them or take advantage of?
Come to the workshops.
Where are the workshops? You know, that's the point. Where are the workshops? How can we get to know where they are, and can anybody and just anybody come?
Yes, I believe anybody and everybody can come. Come to the workshops. We have a registration fee of $60. The workshops start from I believe the 24th of April and runs until the 9th of May.
So today is what? What's the date of today? Today is the 19th?
Yes.
So we still have 5 days.
And remember, space is limited. So please, if you're coming this week, come to CDF, register.
So so they register at CDF?
Yes.
Okay. So just quickly tell us, our listening, our viewing public, where they can register, what they need to do to register, how much is registration and all of that, and what they're getting at those workshops.
Well, register the Cultural Development Foundation. We're located at Barnard's Hill. If you don't know where that is, it's opposite the old Monroe College. It's up the
It's at the Cultural Center.
Yes. $60 registration. Register this week. The workshop starts next week. Everything will be a bang, a go. It's in contemporary dance, hip hop. What he has done, he will separate the groups. So even though you're a beginner, he will start off with you, and the advanced people will go ahead and do another class. So that is how the workshop is arranged.
Will there be individualized attention? I mean, I can imagine there will be lots of people, but would there be an opportunity for instance, if a master were to see great potential in somebody, and to have just a little one-on-one with them?
I believe that is possible.
Yeah?
I believe that is possible. I think this is what is needed a long time, and he wants to come back and give back and give back and help.
And is that just a one-time thing, or
no,
with the possibility of him coming back annually?
There's a possibility of him coming back. What we also want to do is to highlight the fact that this is significant. Both the workshop, the exhibition, as I said, everything was aligned, and the event itself. And we're encouraging people to come to the event. You cannot miss this. You cannot miss this moment to see what St. Lucia has produced. We have great writers. We also have great dancers. We have great musicians, and it really shows us where we can reach. And for me, Jazz and Arts is a platform where we can now filter in and let the world see who we are. Wow. And this is who we are.
Right. Now, talking about events, Christine, back to you, over to you. Where is, did we say what the exhibit? Okay, so tell us more about the exhibit, because we're talking about dance and ode to Auntie Virgie and all of these people who are coming back, you know, that you touch their lives, and those people who want to come back and give. But there's another aspect of it in the form of an exhibition.
In another sense, there's another educational aspect of it again, because what the exhibition seeks to highlight is give you the history not just in pictures, but give it a history, written history of the dance companies. You're looking at close to 15 to 18 dance
I couldn't
companies.
believe
That-
it.
that many?
Yes.
That many and more that were during the period of 1963 to 2008 when Virgie died.
Wow.
So that history is at the Blue Coral Mall. There for you to, you could probably spend at least an hour reading the information. There are newspaper clippings, there are albums of pictures that I've laid down so that anybody who walks in there, it will give you a sneak peek of what happened during that period of time with Virgie. Virgie actually started dancing with the CPAS.
I have
Which
no-
is-
yes. Yes.
I have to make sure I get it right. The Creative and Performing Arts Society.
That's a group that came out of Arts
Right,
Guild.
that came out of
Okay.
Arts Guild, yes. And she was seen by Pat Charles at that time. And then that's where her career started in dance. Virgie moved on. Again, the link with dance troops being built one after the other. She created her own dance troupe. Other dance troupe came and they left. She created her own Phoenix. There was a company named Phoenix that was Virgie's dance company. She moved along, and in 1972, when Phoenix moved out in 1969, Virgie said that was enough. She created her own company, and that's when Laser first started in 1972. But strange enough, what I discovered that there was a group called Laser already during the period of the Arts Guild years and the CPAS.
Okay.
And the period of Andine George, where Virgie and all of them were together. And they did a piece of choreography called I Feel Pretty. I remember actually dancing I Feel Pretty. So there's some kind of relationship that Virgie got that Laser name from some group that she really loved and admired. It dissolved itself and then she
brought it
hung
back.
on to Laser and she hung on to I Feel Pretty and brought it through that generation of dancers
Right.
from 1972 all the way to the new generation of Laser 1979, 1980, because all of those dancers did I Feel Pretty.
Right, right.
So you will see in the exhibition, you will get to know the dancers during that period that Virgie spent a lot of time with, whether to mentor, whether to travel with, and whether to dance with. And what I discovered that Virgie was a limbo dancer. Virgie did limbo with Vincent Lucas for a short period of time and traveled to Canada with him before he brought in people like Irene Shalman and her sister Joanne and Sammy. So when I got to know that, I was pleasantly surprised.
So there's not one genre of dance
No.
that
That's all.
Auntie Virgie did not.
not do.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing.
You understand? And not that true. What people don't seem to understand is that dance that time and dance today was so different. We were like a family. So Virgie built that relationship with every dance company that was there during that time. She was like a mother to us. She traveled with us. She spoke to us. Other members of the group. She hung out with us. She was directors of the groups, one or the other. You understand? And again, that association probably was because she was also a staff member at what is presently CDF, the Department of Culture.
Right.
So that brought her to every aspect of, or every group that was available. Virgie was the one who was always there.
So she passed away in 2008.
And 2008.
What is the status of dance now that she's passed on between 2008 and 2016? I mean, we had what you said about 15 to 18 dance troupes over the years. How many dance troupes do we have now? What is it? Is it, growing? Does her legacy live on?
It's growing in a different way. I think there's a generation gap now. That's my opinion. Times have changed. Technology has taken over. What I find in the dancers today, with us, those that Virgie have trained, Virgie always left that word of excellence with us. That everything we did in the dance had to be excellent. I'm not saying it's not something that happened now. She always said to us that if we do something, if we dance, we have to dance well. We have to be trained well. The dancers today are very different. I strongly believe that the dancers today like dance as a hobby. And many of them might not take dance professionally.
But what would
You
you
understand?
account? What would you account for that? Because I think that there's more opportunity now
Yes.
for dance than there ever was.
There is opportunity now, but there is not enough opportunity in St. Lucia for training. And I find because there is this gap, the dancers may be not willing to take their own monies and to go overseas. I mean, a young man like Shem, you could see Shem loves to dance. Shem wants he has this passion and he wants a career in dance. So Shem is a little different. Most of our dancers want the opportunity, but we have to give it to them.
So what's the difference between the dancers now and the dancers then, that they took it seriously, that they, you know, is it that there were more local teachers back then and they're not any now?
I don't think that's the cause.
There's a general mindset.
Yeah, the mindset is different.
We were emancipated, we were colonized, we moved from that, we have made strides. But somewhere at the back of our minds, there are certain professions that is not work. And you have to understand that the arts, dance, music, these things, we're in transition. It's moving from a hobby to understanding it's a profession. We're almost there. I mean, a few years ago, I remember if you were doing advertisements or performances, people wouldn't pay you. But now we're getting that understanding. Okay, well, that too is a profession. That too is work. Okay, this is the route that we have to take. But we're at a point where we have to realize, what is the bar of excellence? What is that bar? And that is what we're trying to establish, and CDF is trying to work on developing that through training, making people understand that what you see, the glory of spinning across the stage, it's 99% work and 1% glory. And that is the work that you have to put in through the training. That is why we're not doing short spurts of training, long term. And with long term training, if you're serious about it, you have to commit, and it's a commitment. I'm telling you, the arts consumes, it's a commitment. The same way that you study medicine, it is the same way that you study dance, you study music. People spend 7 years learning how to play the harp. That tells you something. So we have to, it's a mindset. We have to now channel ourselves, the society, parents. When students say they've selected theater arts, drama, I mean, I have been a theater arts teacher, and the parent is there mumbling, and the child is saying, no, this is what I want to do. And it's on and on. What are you going to do with that? You're going to starve. You need to be an accountant.
But really, okay, so let's play a little game of what if. I'm not a mom, but let's say what if I were a mom. And then I have this child. She's 11 years old. Do kind of have a child who's 11 years old. Hi, Dana. She's 11 years old and she wants to do the arts. And I'm the parent that's mumbling in the background, what the hell are you going to do with that? I want you to be a doctor. You have to be, you know, you're my meal ticket for, you know, my pension and whatever. What do you say to that mom? And what do you say to the child? But before you answer that, we have some giveaways. We haven't done one yet because it's so interesting, you know. So we have some giveaways, and Christine.
That's the one.
Yeah, we're gonna do one. We're gonna do a first giveaway.
Yes.
And the question is.
And the question is, we spoke about a father and a daughter in dance. Can you identify who the father, the daughter is coming to St. Lucia, so can you identify who is the daughter and who is the father?
Okay, so there's a daughter and father combo. The father is based here, and the daughter is coming
down for the
right. Can you name the father and daughter combo? And the number will be on the screen, and you can call in and let us know the answer, and we have a special prize for you. Right? So yes. So what do you say? What do you say to the mother, me, who's grumbling in the background that this is my pension, you know, I'm investing in your future, you know, it's my future, and the child who is heartbroken because mom is being a witch and doesn't want her to do dance?
I would say that
we have our first call.
Wow.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Okay, the father is Eichel Isidore.
The father is Eichel Isidore.
And the daughter is Shakina President.
And the daughter is?
Shakina President.
Shakina President.
The daughter, yes, but not the father.
The daughter.
Okay, so the daughter is Shakina President.
You got a name
wrong.
one of the names of
you got one of the names
Michael,
of
his last name wrong.
You said Michael Isidore?
No.
No, you said one wrong. So you need to call back. Try again. Okay? Yes. So the question again is, there's a father and daughter combo. The father is based here, and the daughter is coming in to honor Auntie Virgie. We have another call online.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Thank you for calling What's Happening Now.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
I think the father is Ikel Ishmael,
Ikel Ishmael,
and the daughter is Shakima President.
and the daughter is Shakina President. No, no, that's not the answer. You but she's getting the first name.
The first name, right, but the surname is
But
wrong.
the surname is wrong. We have another call, and that's getting exciting. The calls are not going to stop, and so we're going to have to deal with it. Yes, thank you for calling. Hello. Okay, we lost that call.
Yes.
Yes. So they're getting the first
Right.
the first name of the father,
Yeah.
and they're
The
getting the
daughter,
daughters
because
correct, but they're
it's
not getting
the surname
the,
of the
the
father.
surname of the father. Okay, so you need to call back father and daughter.
You
combo.
see, this is the habit we have. We just call people by
By their first
The
name.
first,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's all.
that's it. Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's happening now?
Why me?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Francis.
Yeah,
You're calling to answer the question.
Ikel Francis.
Ikel Francis.
Ah!
And
Shakina
the
president.
president.
Yes. So you got it correct. Please hold on while we take your name and your number and tell you how to collect your prize.
Very nice.
Yes, I was responding to you.
Yes. Okay. So, you were answering the question. What do you say to me, to the mom?
I would tell you that we as a people in the Caribbean and in the diaspora, we never encourage our children to be entrepreneurs, to take risks, and to do anything out of the ordinary. Think about it. If your child says to you, I'd like to open a boutique, you would have the same response. We never teach ourselves to be the creators. We always have to be in a position of servitude. So you get an employment, you go, you get your CXCs, you get all of that. You're not a creator, you go and you get a good government job. You go and you work as a lawyer, and even though you come back as a lawyer, you don't really go into your own
Trina,
practice.
I wanted to make some money. I want her to have what I didn't have. So yes, she can be an entrepreneur, but why can't she do that part time? Why can't I have to
I would
spend?
answer it differently. As a teacher,
I will give you a story. I will give you a story.
Give me the story after.
I will give you a story.
After,
and it's a
the
real story.
I will give you.
After
I will
Kristen
give
gives
you.
me
I will
the
give you.
different
It's a
answer.
I
real
would do it
story. It's a
differently.
real story.
Okay, I would do it differently. Based on my experience and my story, I would tell the parent, please ensure that the child has a profession. If you want to be a dancer, I think you should, if the child wants to be a dancer, let her hold on to that dream. Let her, you know, she wants to dance, let her do it. But make sure she has something to hold on to. If that doesn't work out, I'm serious.
No, that makes
You
me feel
understand
warm, and
saying?
that soothes me.
But I would never deprive her from being a dancer.
That suits me because then I can get the best of both worlds. But I'm interested
I have
in
two
hearing-
stories.
Now, Drenia has two stories. Tell us one story. We'll go to break and then we'll come back.
I don't know if people realize there's a young lady called Etava who has a boutique and she does those lovely
Hand
these
painting.
hand
Yes,
painting. She's brilliant. Etava actually has qualified. She has a science degree, and all her life she wanted to be an artist. So just think, if Etava had gone to an art school, that would have exploded even more than it is today.
But I have another story.
And wait,
Kenya Isaac had no plans of going to a dance school, as from what I was told. She probably had to go to some engineering school. But then she saw the dance school.
And that's the thing.
And
That's for me. That's what
Her
drives it.
parents
Because
supported her.
there's no reason
And
why
she
you
got
have,
a
because we
career.
talked about it earlier about us not being restricted by our 238 square miles. I didn't I did not do all of my studies in the Caribbean. I studied elsewhere, and that opened a world of other things
Exactly.
for me.
Yes.
So to me, if I were in that position, I would tell my child,
Be a lawyer.
allow
Yes.
me to, have a peace of mind, because parents we don't stop worrying and being concerned about our kids. But I will
Second
put
story.
you in a position where you will be exposed to these other things. And if that's really what you want to do,
Then
Then mommy will.
My second story, and this is
take
my
your
quote.
second-
And this
take
is
your
my
second
quote.
story after the break, and then you will tell me before you go into your second story what you would say to a child. Right? So because we talked about the mom, but we haven't talked about the child. So we're due for another break. When we come back, more with St. Lucia Jazz and Arts. Stay tuned.